Hello, Joe from Joe K Models here. Alrighty, so finally got the salt chipping done. This is what we ended up with. Kind of get a close up on the wing there. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the process. And if anybody's thinking about doing this, there's a couple of things that I think would be important to realize. The first thing is I would definitely recommend having a matte coat over the airplane. If you even have a semi-gloss or a gloss coat, the water is going to pool up and it's going to be hard to attach the sand or the salt. It's going to clump up. It's not going to be great. So definitely recommend a matte coat on that. Also, once you get the salt on the way that you want it, you should let the salt dry for, I don't know, maybe an hour or two so that it's on there and that all of the precipitation is off of the airplane so that it's, it's dry. And then when you get around to painting, it's very easy to go a little bit overboard with the white. So you want to make sure you're doing Misticoats. Remember that if you take the salt off, you can always redo the process over. In fact, I think it looks better when you layer it 2 or 3 times. But you want the paint to settle on there. And then, just using a stiff bristled brush to get the remaining salt off. I use makeup remover too. That seems to work pretty good with getting some of the last bits of salt off. And then also, if you do have a little bit of dampness on there, it is possible that some of the salt can leave like a white area where it's just kind of not really melted, but it just leaves the white residue. So you want to make sure that you're getting all of that taken care of. Also, if it's possible and you do not have to have the cowl put on, it's better to do the cowl separately than to have it attached to the airplane. It's very easy for the salt to kind of get in there. So if you have that option, you're going to try this technique out, I would think ahead a little bit. So I did that, and what I did was it was maybe a little bit too much of a contrast between the normal color and where the salt weathering effect was. What I did after really looking at some pictures and thinking about it was I went ahead and I put a Misticoat of white over the entire model. What this did was it blended in some of those areas, and it also kind of gave this worn, faded, sun-touched look that I really actually like right now. I'm going to post a picture or two on here just so you can kind of see the pictures that I'm referencing to. And I don't really see a whole lot of chipping on these planes. I see them more on the Corsairs, so I might not even be doing very much chipping on this, but the actual effect that I got on the wings, I'm pretty happy with, and I went ahead and I did that on the bottom as well. And what this does, besides kind of unifying the look, is it also fades the decals out a little bit too, so it looks like it's faded along with the actual paint job on the airplane. So, you can kind of see how that kind of blends into the decal, and that just makes it look a little bit more realistic in my opinion. That black is going to be faded from, wear and tear, that type of thing. And so I'm about to seal this right now with a gloss coat. And I'm not even really sure I'm going to be doing a whole lot else. I think the painting is good. I'm pretty happy with that. I might do a little bit of panel line weathering and maybe a little bit of smoke. But again, as far as the chipping goes, I don't really see a whole lot of that going on in my reference photos. And I think I'm ready just to kind of move on and just try and start putting this thing together for the final assembly. Another thing is you want to make sure when you're doing this, all of the pieces match up. So when you have like extra bits, like parts of the wheels here, the landing gear, or maybe the flaps are separate because the flaps aren't attached to this yet. You want to make sure that you get that effect on these as well. So, organizing your workload, making sure that you have everything ready to go, because if you put a clean flap on there, it's going to stand out. So you want to make sure that you do that as well. But all in all, I think we're good to move on right now. Pretty happy with how this is looking so far. Again, you know, according to the reference photos and everything, I'm pretty satisfied. So hopefully next time I see you on the next vlog, we got some of the stuff taken off, some of the masking, and maybe a little bit of the detail painting going on with the lights. The wheel I still have to paint, but I think we're ready to pretty much get moving from the painting. I tried several different techniques on this. I think we're good where we're at, and you know, sometimes if you overdo something, it's not always the greatest thing. So I'm at a point of satisfaction. We'll go from there. So appreciate you sticking around. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's doing safe during these times, and I'll talk to you on the next vlog update. This is Joe from Joe K Models.